Sun is shining and it's going to be a happy day. Hello Facebook, very nice to be back with you. Hello everybody watching on YouTube. I was just saying to our friends here on Instagram that if you listened to my podcast last week, which went out on Friday, my Friday 5, you will have heard me talk to an amazing American walker. We had a phone call live from California when I recorded her, and she's great. She's an art director, but she kind of found her mojo through walking. And one of the things she said, which really struck me, I mean, she had a lot of good stuff actually, but one of the things she said was about setting your intention. So when you say to yourself, oh, I'm going to go out for a walk, I'm going to go out and get some fresh air, what she does is she stands on her back doorstep and she sets the intention for the walk. So I think all of us walk for different reasons. You might just want to go out and clear your head, or maybe you've got to take the dog for a walk, or maybe you're going somewhere, maybe you're going to meet a friend and have a conversation. You know, what's the intention of that conversation? Is it just to relax? Is it to vent, to sound off? Is it to listen? Do you just want to go on your own and get a bit of headspace? Do you want to have a problem that you need to think about to solve? And I just thought that was really useful, because so often I'm guilty of it. I just set off and I just think, oh, I'm just going to go and get out. And actually just taking those few moments to think, okay, what's my intention? So anyway, so I was in the gym this morning, just home gym, doing a bit of stuff. And I thought, you know, I'm going to set my intention before I do that. I wasn't outside walking, I was working out indoors. But my intention for this week is to start strong. I've got a really crazy busy week. It's going to be a really fun week, actually. So I'm determined to populate my social media with really fun things. So if you follow me on Instagram, do please keep an eye on my stories, which will be Liz Earle Me. I'm going to be doing something tomorrow that is going to be a little bit scary. And I'm not allowed to give too much away because it's actually something that we're doing for Christmas. So it will have an embargo on it, but I will give you a little glimpse. So anyway, you have to wish me luck for tomorrow. But anyway, let's crack on today because it is Monday after all. So we are looking really at makeovers and Motivation Monday. I am here on my own today. Last week, I was here with the brilliant Rupert, the co-founder of Delilah, that lovely British makeup brand. Very generously, they've given us all 20% still off everything over on Delilah Cosmetics. Lovely British brand, vegan, really lovely, beautiful products. I really genuinely love them. You can't see, but I'm sitting at my dressing table, and if you can't see, but if I pulled out the drawer, you'd find it full of Delilah products. And that's on their single products. Obviously, when they do sets of things, they're already discounted, so they can't do double discount. But 20%, I think, is very generous. You know, that's definitely up the higher end for our Liz Loves program. This is something that I'm especially loving. Lots of you always interested in lips. I was doing a feature last week on the bright red lip, which I do love. I have to say, thank you, Rupert. You did get me into it. I think I'm going to save it for maybe not just kind of to start the week. I've got kind of more of a nudie colour on today, but I'm definitely working myself up for it. What do you think? Do you think the red was good? I mean, I thought that red, what was it called? Floozy, wasn't it? That kind of dark scarlet letterboxy red I thought was really good. And I loved his tips about how to choose the right red for you. But this is one of my favourites. I do return to it again and again. And if you just want a little simple treat, this is lovely. It's their lip gloss, which I find really nourishing for the winter. It's called Jewel, Jewel, Jewel. And you can get it separately as a single product. Lasts for ages. And just pop some on so you can see it. And it's conditioning, and I just kind of leave it on all day, and I just think it works. For so many people, I think it's normally about £22. So with the Liz Loves discount, it comes down to about 17 or something like that. But really nice. It smells good too. Yeah, I agree with you, Nikki. Red will be good for Christmas parties. Yeah, definitely. And actually, I'm going to work up to it. So I'm going to mix a little bit of red, perhaps in the evenings, with a bit of that Jewel lip gloss, just to kind of gradually work up. I'm such a newbie to red lipstick, honestly. But it was a good, strong look. So, and I mean, today's a lovely sunny day down here in the West Country. Welcome to my new bedroom, by the way. I think this is the first live that I have done from my new home. As you can see, it's probably very similar to my old one. So I've kind of, you know, I've got the same bed, I kept the same styling, I've got a different sofa. I managed to bring up a pink sofa that I had downstairs in my old house, which seems to work very well here. It's quite a pretty feminine room, probably because there's just me in it. And so it's all very pink and a bit girly. So I thought, you know, I'm going to have a pink sofa in my bedroom. So anyway, lipstick on, I digress. And I wanted to talk about some of the things internally that help give me a makeover, because it's just me chatting today. So I thought I'd answer questions. If you've got questions, please pop them through. I think we've got Betty on Facebook. Morning, my lovely, or afternoon. Always feels like morning because I rush around on a Monday morning, get everything ready. So I know technically we're in the afternoon, but on Facebook I can see questions. No, I can't see questions. Betty will have to ping them through onto my iPad here. I can see questions, I think, on Instagram, and I will try and keep up as many as I can, but I'm having to multitask. I mean, I know women are very good at that, but I've got both phones, 3 channels, looking at questions, trying to remember. What's this? Silver Minx, I love your skin and body care products. Do you make cosmetics? Do you know, honey, I'm not connected to the beauty company anymore. It was sold, Kim and I sold the brand back in 2010, so quite a long time ago. So best to ask them. We did have a makeup range, but sadly that was discontinued some years ago, but do give them a call. I know the Liz Earle Beauty Company still is known for customer service, which is good because that's something that I am very keen on too. Okay, so today it's just me, so I will chit chat as much as I can. I'm going to give you some of my kind of insider secrets as to what I do for my own makeover when I'm feeling like a bit of a makeover. And then next week I'll be back here on a Monday with Grace from Studio 10 for another professional makeup look. So I'm really looking forward to that. So pop that in your diary if you are able to. So I'm often asked, what do I think is really good for great skin? And a lot of people will just, expect me to talk about skincare and all the rest of it. Actually, for me, skincare really starts from within. My very first book on skin, Vital Oils, and then New Vital Oils and Save Your Skin, was all about how we can build great skin from within, because we make our own skin cells, and that is the good thing about skin, is that you can see a difference. Every 28 days our skin cells are traveling up through the lower levels of the dermis, up through the epidermis, and then they obviously shed off. Did you know that the contents of your Hoover bag is mostly dead skin cells? Isn't that a bit gross? All that grey stuff, that grey dust is actually dead skin. So helping to very gently speed up cell turnover, not in an aggressive way, but just in a really gentle way on the surface of the skin. That's why retinols work so well as skincare ingredients, because they're doing that just in a very gentle way, sloughing off the dead skin cells on the surface of the skin, which is why you need to use sun care and be really careful going out in the sun if you are using retinols, particularly the higher strength ones, the ones that you get from dermatologists or beauty estheticians, because they are higher strength. But I love the Beauty Pie retinol range. They've got a really good range called Super Retinol. I know lots of you love that. That's the one that I use. I use it on my body. They've got a Super Retinol hand cream, which I really like. Retinol tends to be quite expensive. You tend to find it in the pricier skincare ranges. But if you join Beauty Pie, it's my lovely friend, Marcia Kilgore, over in Switzerland. I'm sure far too busy to be tuning in, but I send her a big wave anyway, and her lovely team. Basically, it's a subscription service. So when you subscribe to Beauty Pie, and it's literally as little as £5 a month, so it's not a fortune, you then get access to everything they do at cost price. So you can really genuinely save yourself a fortune. My girls are massive fans. Both Brella and Lily are signed up to Beauty Pie, and I often see the pink parcels coming through the post to them. And it's great, especially, Lily's on a budget and Brella's a student, so, it's really helpful. And if you use the Liz Loves code, again, we've got the affiliate discount code with Beauty Pie. If you use that, you sign up for a 3-month subscription. As I say, it's really low cost, but you get your first month free. So you can try it, and if you don't like it, just cancel it. But thank you very much. Thank you, Betty. You popped the link on Facebook. Apologies, we can't link on Instagram, but hopefully you can jot things down or go to the Liz Earle Wellbeing website, and there's a whole section now called Liz Loves where you'll find it all. So just go there, or actually in my little bio for the Liz Earle Wellbeing magazine on Instagram. Auntie Carol Love says, I've joined New Beauty Pie for £59 a year. You can buy as much as you like. That's brilliant. Absolutely. Oh, Gillian, you have the cell return. I used at night. Can you put retinol on after using it? Yes. Okay, so I will come back to talk about internal beauty, but there's obviously a lot of chit chat about retinol and cell return. Ingenious Collagen, yes, I am still taking those. I'll talk about those as well if you like. So this is Lily's cell return mask. This is actually one that a friend of mine is borrowing to trial for acne, so it's a slightly different colour top to mine. Mine is in my studios in London. Yes, absolutely, there is a Liz Loves. It's 10% off, but it's a pricey bit of kit, but it works. So if you're thinking about maybe something super special on your Christmas list or saving up, I cannot recommend it highly enough. You know, my skin, I have to say, I was a bit skeptical when Lily first told me about it. She started to use LED light for migraine. You may have heard her talk about her pain journey, but it is remarkable. This technology it's NASA technology. It's the most powerful on the market. If I start it, for those of you that haven't seen, it's over 1,700 high strength LED. It's the most powerful on the market. And it goes from pink to red to blue, which is for acne, red, which is aging, pink for inflammation like rosacea, eczema, all of that. Fast mode, if I've only got 9 minutes, I put it on that and then end it. And it doesn't flicker. I know it flickers because you're watching it through a screen. It doesn't flicker. Lily uses hers and she has migraine. She can't cope with flickering lights. So yes, in answer to your question, I absolutely use it with retinol. Sometimes I will just clean my face and then just use the cell return mask. I tend to keep it here in my bedroom because I literally wear it at night when I go to bed. I tend to not to have 20 minutes free. I'll pop that on there to remind me. And it's, I just fall asleep with it on, and then it just switches itself off after 60 minutes, and I just kind of flick it off in my sleep, you know. I guess it's because I haven't got anyone next to me to bash it with, but there we are. For the moment, it's fine. The eucalyptus necklace is sold out. Is it really? Oh dear, do message my team, because we might be able to find one. I might have one. I might have a spare one in my jewellery box. So do message Nikki if you'd like that. I'd be ashamed to miss it. Yeah, this is my neroli, and the offer at the moment is for ivy. So all those lovely botanicals. We've got the beautiful ivy earrings. I meant to put them in actually, but I think I've left them downstairs. Sorry, it was a bit of a rush this morning along with everything else. Where was I? We were talking about cell return. Oh, somebody asked about Ingenious Beauty. Yes. Ingenious Beauty are a great brand of skin supplements, and I've got them here actually on my dressing table. That's what it looks like, and they are capsules of collagen. And I did quite a lot of research, as you would expect, before I write anything. We wrote about it in the magazine. We've got features online. It's an encapsulated collagen, and it's also got astaxanthin, which is that amazing pink pigment. It's why flamingos are pink, because they eat all the algae that are full of astaxanthin. Super powerful antioxidant, and really very helpful in terms of skin. And when I was doing the research into collagen, it's, you know, collagen, when you take the supplements, particularly the loose powders, they tend to break down in the stomach. They break down into their individual amino acids. Now, that doesn't mean to say they're bad necessarily, but you're not getting the collagen. It's not like eating collagen and then the collagen goes into your skin. It's not how it works. It's broken down, and then you get the building blocks of the protein that can then potentially reform collagen, potentially. The issue is, as we age, we break down, we lose the ability to create new collagen. So as with so many things, our capacity to create, to repair cells, to produce things like NMN, which I've talked about, all these things decline with age, unfortunately, just like our hormones tail off. So our ability to recreate some of the natural ingredients that we had in our skin when we were younger. And so one of the best ways, hopefully we're back on with Facebook, we do have an affiliate discount with Ingenious Beauty, because I have found that to be the best through my research. So I think it's 20%. Let me just check. It's 15%, which is good because it is quite a pricey supplement. When I started taking it, I loaded for the first month. So they say, I think it's 3 capsules a day. Just check on the pot. Is it 3 a day? Yeah, 3 a day. And when I first started taking it, I actually took 6. So having spoken to their team, and I have actually interviewed their research professors who are part of their board, so I don't just read marketing press releases. I do actually do a lot of due diligence, and I had several Zoom calls actually with their doctors and professors who are behind them going through all the clinical trials. Because if it's got a Liz Loves association, then I do have to genuinely love it. And I've continued to take it, and I think my skin is better and stronger. I've also actually noticed that my nails are stronger. So I think that's also part of collagen, and I find it really helpful. So now I've scaled back. Now I take maybe 3, sometimes 4, but generally I tend to take that every day. Might just miss the odd day, but generally it's one of those regular things that I take. The key with this is you need to take it on an empty stomach. So you take it either first thing in the morning before and you've had anything to eat, or you can take it last thing at night at bedtime, or you can take it in the middle of the day if you've got an empty stomach. And the reason for that doesn't have to be completely empty. I think you take it an hour before you eat or 2 hours after. And the reason for that is that what you don't want to happen is the capsules to get broken down by the stomach acids, because then the collagen powder is released into the stomach, and that's where it just breaks down into its individual amino acids. What you want is the actual little fragments of the collagen peptides to get through to the small intestine, if you can, the lower part of the digestive system at any rate, where they can actually be used more effectively. So you really want to have it on an empty stomach. So whatever works for you. But yes, I do rate it. And then once you've got the jar, by the way, you can get refill packs. So it comes, in a very kind of sustainable and eco way. And it says triple action. Let me make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Oh yeah, there's something else in here as well. So there's marine collagen peptide, which we've talked about, the hyaluronic acid, which is a natural form of moisturising for the skin, and this thing called astaxanthin, which again we've written about. If you want more information on this, just go to the Earle Wellbeing website, because my team, I've got a senior health and beauty writer who's written quite a lot about collagen and the pros and cons and what to look for and all of that. Something else that I take, okay, let me just answer a few questions quickly before moving on to the next thing. Does the helmet help with migraine? It depends. It certainly doesn't have a medical license for migraine. It has a medical license actually for skin. Lily finds it takes the edge off. It unfortunately wasn't the full answer for her, but it certainly helps. And what she has noticed that's really helpful for her is it helps her sleep. She uses the red light at night and she gets a proper night's sleep. And I think anybody who has a severe pain issue or an autoimmune issue or, anxiety, whatever, where you can't sleep, one of the worst things, and that's obviously going to affect your immune system. Do you know what? It's really hot in here. I'm sitting in front of a hot light. I'm just going to open a window because I just feel that I'm getting hotter and hotter. Oh, I need a bit of a breeze, and I did have my estrogen gel last night, so I don't think it'll be a tropical moment. You never know. Lots of chat still going online, by the way, about the effectiveness or lack of with estradiol gel versus estrogel. Some people are even saying that the new estrogel is causing issues because of a repackaging, so I'm going to be looking into that. Anyway, lots of information on that as well on the Earle Wellbeing website, because I know many of us rely on our estrogen to keep us sane and fit and well, and the last thing we need is for there to be an issue with it. Jules says, my daughter is struggling with acne after coming off the pill. It's been 6 months now. Well, as I say, this helmet is being used at the moment by somebody with really bad acne and problem skin, and she uses it on the blue mode. Really effective. But obviously I appreciate that's not for everybody. I have written an e-guide to acne. So it's only $1.99. It's on Amazon. And it would really be worth getting that, to be honest, because there's so much information on there. I wrote about skincare that can help, botanicals, supplements, conventional medication. Obviously, don't be shy of using things like steroids or antibiotics if they're prescribed by the doctor, because they can really help to nail it. What you don't want with acne is for it to become embedded and then start scarring the skin. It's really difficult. Once your skin is scarred, you can help. The mask will certainly help with skin scarring on the red mode, but much better not to get scarring if you can help it to start with. And you can have really high strength lasers will also help with skin scarring. But yeah, do please download that for her, or send her a link. If you go to Earle Wellbeing, if you look under shop, it's got all my ebooks. And this one is, I think it's only available on Amazon because it was done a while ago with their ebook setup. But it's just $1.99. There's a whole load of them, actually. I think there's about 24 little e-guides. They're on eczema and all sorts. Oh dear, Victoria's had awful pains recently using the new packaged estrogel. Okay, so if anybody has any symptoms after using any kind of medication or vaccine or anything, it's really important to report it. Really important. There's a free app. It's from the MHRA, which is the Medicines Regulatory Agency. And it's called the Yellow Card app, if you don't know about it. And you just log on, put your details in, and say what it is that you're reporting. And it really helps the regulators to build a picture. And, you know, without this, we as consumers, as members of the public who rely on our health service, you know, can't be getting the right help because we haven't fed back the information that we need. So you're yellow flagging it. Yeah, please do. Yeah, yellow card. It needs to be reported. Anybody. And please let me know how you get on, because if they're going to change estrogel, then that's going to be an issue. And I think, well, I mean, there's always patches. There is the Lenzetto spray. There's also another gel made by a different company called Sandrina. So maybe I'll try that. Do you know what? I'm going to talk to Dr. Louise Newson, and I'm going to get a load of different gels. I'll ask the pharmacist if they will let me have some. I mean, I use estrogen gel anyway, but I'll ask them if they can send me some for research, and I will do a test for myself and see. Thank you very much. You've sent the yellow card link, Marie Higgins. That's really great. I downloaded it. You can download it from the App Store if you need to. Just look up MHRA yellow card. It's a useful thing to have. I keep it on my phone all the time now, you know, just in case one of my family has an issue with something, and you just report it back. Where are we? Oh, Michelle, you say I look glowing. Thank you. Healthily glowing, I hope. Healthily glowing. Sold out of the yellow gold ivy earrings too. Really? Okay, I shall need to look into that. If you're getting these sellout messages, certainly just for our little community here, I won't publish it kind of online, but do please email hq@lizearlewellbeing.com. Say, Liz said to email because she might have some. I might have some possibly, if I can find them in a box from a house move, but I did have some here. I remember having some at the farm, which I kept back. So, which we were using, you know, just in case we needed backup or whatever. And I'm pretty sure I've still got them in a box. So, have I tried the Beauty Pie collagen drink? Do you know, I haven't, because I prefer the capsules rather than the powders, because it bypasses being broken down in the stomach. So I actually haven't tried that, to be honest. Interesting. Angela says, I'm 3 months into Ingenious Beauty. My skin feels so smooth, like I have exfoliated. Interesting. Pickard, can you open the capsules to take and add to food or drink? No. Well, I mean, you could, obviously, but the point is they're encapsulated to protect them. That's why you have them on an empty stomach. So it bypasses the stomach acids, and it just goes straight through. So that's why, you know, collagen in capsules, whichever brand you're choosing, is potentially better for not having them broken down in the stomach. Okay, I'm not going to talk about competitors. It's not. That's not fair. Oh, you still use Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish. I still use Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish. I created it. It's my baby. Even though I'm not connected. You know, I always say it's a bit like having another child. You know, when you build a brand, I know a lot of brand founders probably feel the same way, that your brand or your product, whatever it is, becomes like another member of the family, like a child. They have their own identity. And just as Lily, she's now 30 and she's grown up and she's got her own home and she's married and she's got her little dog and her own life. But, you know, I still help to create her and bring her up and hopefully give her what she needed to start her journey in life. And in a way, that's how it is with a product or a company too. You create it, you bring it into this world, and you set it on its way. But very often it needs bigger hands to run it when it kind of goes global. Cleanse and Polish is not the same anymore. I'm going to be looking into that, you know, and I sincerely hope it is, because I use it all the time. But I've got a lot of but I've got a lot of stock that I haven't had any sent to me recently. So I will get some new sent to me, and we'll see where we are with that. Where should we go? Empty stomach. Yeah, the collagen capsules on an empty stomach with Utrogestan. Yeah, I think, Nikki, you can take it in the evening. I mean, what they really want you to do with this is not to have a full stomach, so you get your stomach acids churning and gurning, and that's when it starts to break down. Frankly, an Utrogestan capsule isn't going to do that. So take it a bit apart if you want to, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. The one that is very fussy, talking about taking supplements apart, when you've heard me talk to Zana Morris, any of you using Amino Slim, I had mine this morning, had mine before the gym. That's really fussy. That's the L-ornithine, and you do need to take that on a completely empty stomach. So either last thing at night, if you're somebody who eats early and doesn't have a late night glass of wine or anything like that, then you can take it before bed, because what it does is it then works on the growth hormone that's released while we sleep. So that's really effective. But that doesn't work for me because I eat too late. So what I do is I take it first thing. It's the first thing I do, sometimes even before I clean my teeth, is I have my Amino Slim. I try and take it every day. And then I do some exercise. You do need to activate it with exercise. And even if I'm not doing, and it's got to be high intensity, because what you want is that growth hormone to kick in, and you can release that with high intensity exercise. So this morning I was, lifting some little weights and things at home, and that was fine. So I was doing my skipping. So I knew that I was getting out of breath, and I was releasing that growth hormone on an empty stomach with my Amino Slim, and that was going to have an effect on the fat around the tummy, which is important because it's relevant to what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm on an extra bit of mission. I can't tell you what I'm doing, but you will see. It will be revealed later. I hope it goes well. Otherwise it will just be a big fail and very embarrassing. But anyway, so I'm trying to make sure that my tummy is extra flat at the moment. So I'm on a bit of a mission. But if I haven't got any time, what I will do is I'll still take it, and I'll be here at the end of my bed, maybe just in my pants or my pajamas, and I do squats. If I've got some weights in my bedroom, then you can hold those if you want, but literally on your own, you can just do squats. And I do 75, and you can normally do them faster than 1 a second. So that is a minute of your life. Yes, it is quite tough. It burns towards the end, but that's the point of it. And then I'll do a few little push-ups, and that's it. And I'll go out, and I'll have done less than 5 minutes, but I will have hopefully activated the L-ornithine to work with some growth hormone to help with tummy fat. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I'm talking about Amino Slim. Amino Slim, which is from Strong Nutrients. We do still have a discount. I think it's 15%. Let me just double check. Zana Morris. I love Zana Morris. 15%. That's an affiliate discount with Liz Loves, as usual, all one word, and that's strongnutrients.com. Really good. The other thing that I get from Strong Nutrients, while we're on the subject, is protein powder. And I've interviewed Zana Morris talking about that, because there are lots of different types of protein powder, and most protein powders are made from whey, W-H-E-Y, which is a byproduct of cheese making. And Zana was very diplomatic, actually, when I asked her why that was. And, she basically implied that it's kind of a food waste product, so it's a really cheap ingredient. But actually the protein that she uses in her protein powders is casein, which is just a different type of protein. She finds it more effective. And I have some, funnily enough, in here. So I made myself a protein drink. I'm going to go mostly protein today because of what I'm doing tomorrow. And so I have put in here, this is full fat organic milk, but obviously you could use a synthetic or plant-based alternative if you wanted. And I've used the protein powder from Strong Nutrients. I've used a spoonful of spirulina, which I also really like as a green option. And then I threw in some kefir. Yeah, I've got my kefir. This is homemade, so you can see it's started to separate already. I always have to label it. Because otherwise my kids come here in the countryside. Oh, you're back with me. That's good. I was going to say it'd be so sad if Facebook went down. Just to say that I always have to label my kefir in the fridge when I make it, because otherwise the kids come and they pour it into a glass or whatever, and they go, "Oh, Mum, this milk is so gone off. How can you keep it off?" So anyway, this is what I make. So that has also gone into my smoothie. And I also got out of my cupboard today this lovely stuff. This is another female founder British brand. It's called Indie. Love it. This is what I sent my kids off to uni with, because this one is called Indie Mind. Do you see it? We did have a Liz Loves with them. It expired. They contacted us and they say, "Oh, we can still give you the discount if you like." It was like, yes. So they're back. So if you want to get more Indie or you want to try it, then please head to, let me just check and see what their website is. Indie Supplements, 20% off. Excellent. Indie Supplements, INDI, all one word, indiesupplements.com. And what I like about them, not only because I match the packaging, obviously carefully thought about, but they have lots of really interesting different things. So this one is for mind and for focus. So I remember when Kit was doing his A-levels and he tried this and he said, that is good stuff. You know, and for him to comment, it's quite good if he actually notices. And I had messages from other people actually to say that they noticed a real difference. So if you want a bit of extra concentration, you know, maybe because of lack of sleep or anxiety or stress, or you're just actually having a time when you need to focus on stuff, I recommend it. So I added, that's why this protein powder, which, you know, I put my greens in there, so it would normally be a bit greeny. That's why it's gone a kind of brownie colour, because in here, you can see where I've been using it actually. That's the colour of it with its little scoop. And so this has all sorts of great things. I mean, this has Hascat berry. We all love Hascat berry. We've talked about that before. Amazing antioxidant. Tyrosine, really helpful, just again for focus, mental clarity. It's got magnesium, which we need, coenzyme Q10 for energy. Beetroot, again, all those lovely healthy nitrates. Guarana, which is the natural, just kind of pick me up. So it's not, doesn't make you as jangly or as edgy as caffeine, but it gives you a lift. Lion's mane mushroom. I'm going to do a whole thing on mushrooms and nootropics because I'm finding them completely fascinating. Reishi mushroom, lion's mane, really, I need to know more about it before I'm going to talk about it, but I do find them fascinating. Cocoa, so it tastes really good. And that's just the dark, pure cocoa. So very high in polyphenols, really great taste, really healthy, no sugar because it's just the pure cocoa. Then you've got, this is, I can't remember what this is, Bacopa monieri. I'm sure that's something really fabulous, which I shall have to find out about. And the Rhodia rosea, which is also used by Life Armor. It's an adaptogenic herb, if I remember rightly, which again is really good for stress, and I love it. So anyway, if you want to have that in your armory, and again, you know, these aren't things that you need to have every day. If you like to make a smoothie at the weekend, if you're feeling a bit run down, if you're convalescing, if you're post-viral, all of these reasons are why I think it's useful to have things like this in the cupboard. So I'm going to have another sip actually while I talk about it. And that is basically protein, the protein powder from Strong Nutrients, the Mind, Indie Supplements Mind. I've got my homemade kefir, but you could use shop-bought kefir, that'd be fine, some milk, and a bit of spirulina. And I've also got smoothie recipes, by the way, on lizearlewellbeing.com. Zoe here says, I use Ingenious Beauty and have noticed a big difference in skin and nails. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I actually have to cut my nails now with nail scissors because they grow really, really strong. Ingenious Beauty, yeah, it's a collagen capsule. How many supplements do you take per day? How do you fit them all in? It's a bit like eating food. So it depends. You know, I cycle my supplements. There are certain things I need, so I'll take obviously vitamin D. We all need vitamin D. Magnesium I take in the evening, helps me sleep. B vitamins, particularly B12 for stress, B6. Liposomal vitamin C, I'm really keen on. I'm going to be talking about that on Wednesday, Wellbeing Wednesday. I'm back here, I'll be in my studios actually, but I'll be with Ed, founder of Youth and Earth. Great guy. I know we all love talking to Ed. Honestly, that's going to be a deep dive. So have your notebook ready for Wednesday, because that's going to be a good one. Talking about notebooks, actually, these are my little notebooks. How about that for being on cue? So we designed these. I think this was a suggestion actually by somebody in our community here. I just take the little band off. You can get these a set of 3. I think they're £7.50, I think. So yeah, so I'm always wanting to jot stuff down. So, you know, I keep one in my bag for my to-do list. I've got one in the kitchen, which is my shopping list. And I've got one that's just kind of research notes or uplifting things. So this one, I don't know which is my favourite actually. This is a lovely rose. It just says, and breathe. They'd make very nice stocking fillers actually if you're thinking about Christmas already, which I am. This one is almost like a beehive pattern. And that just, yeah, that says and breathe as well. Actually, that one should say something else. I think that was a typo, that one. And then this one is live, love, laugh on there. What a great mantra. Yes. Live, love, and laugh. The laugh bit being really important. Anyway, you'll find those on the Earle Wellbeing website if you would like. What am I talking about? Supplements. I do have a list, by the way, if you're interested, over on the Earle Wellbeing website. It's got, I think, a whole section called Liz Loves Supplements, and it does detail everything that I take. And I have to say, touch wood, this is probably tempting fate now, but I don't take any medicine. So, I know people who line up, all their medications every day. And then when I line up my supplements, they go, oh gosh, you take a lot of supplements, don't you? I go, well, I don't actually take any medicine. So, but we're all different. And I did my Life Code GX Nutrigenomic report, which showed that I block glutathione. So now I take glutathione. I know I need it. I feel better for it. I love talking to Ed from Youth and Earth, and I take NMN. That was, I think, one of the very few posts I did when I was on holiday in Italy was about NMN, because I just feel so strongly about it. It really, really helps my energy. I took that first thing in the morning as well. And the great thing about that is I use the powder. You just take it sublingually under the tongue. So again, it's not going through your digestive system. So you can take it with collagen capsules, or you can take it with, Earle Wellbeing capsules. It's not going to go through your system. And immediately I feel brighter. Now, it doesn't work for everybody. And I've got a friend who takes it, or I tried it and said, actually, it didn't really do anything for me. And I think there is another supplement, which is one on from that, called NAD, which is the one that can help if NMN doesn't have an effect. But for most of the people I've given it to, really say, wow, that's a bit good, isn't it? So, and again, it's something that we produce naturally in our bodies. These are not artificial things. They're not, we're not putting anything different that isn't already naturally found in our bodies. That's why they're food supplements and not medicines. And we produce less of it as we age, like hyaluronic acid. If you look at the collagen capsules here, this has got hyaluronic acid in it, which is a natural moisturizing factor. When we're teenagers and in our 20s, we are producing lots of this stuff. So our skin is plump and smooth, and our joints aren't creaky, and our bodies are stronger and fitter, and we're more energetic. As we get older, our ability to produce so many things declines. And so it just stands to reason that if you can naturally top it up to what would have been your levels, your previous levels, you're working with the body. It's not anti your body in any way. It's working with it. And it's kind of, I guess it's what people are called biohacking. You probably heard that expression, biohacking. And it's where you can just literally hack into your natural biology and work with your body to get a more energetic, more youthful, a younger, more vital way of living. And, as we're living longer, hopefully, we're living older, you want to keep your mental health, you want to keep your brain health, cognitive function, really important, but physical health too, being able to get out of a chair, being able to go for a walk, being able to move, being able to run up the stairs, and, if that's something that's been lost to you, please don't despair, because it is never too late. Little and often, you don't need to, put on your running shoes and go out for a marathon train. In fact, in some ways, that can be not the right thing at all. Long distance running, marathon running can deplete the immune system. So I know when I talk to Michael Gary about running, he says, Liz, whatever you do, don't run more than 5K, because then the benefits start to, not be commensurate with the health risks because of the impact on the immune system. So, for me, it's like, okay, fine, I'll get to a 5K and I'll achieve that, and then that's fine, knowing that I can do a 5K if, hopefully if ever I wanted to. But I haven't actually run for a while, to be honest. I was walking yesterday. I was walking down in Salcombe. Oh my goodness, those beach walks. You are so lucky if you live by the sea and can go on a coasty walk. It is just magic. When do I take the supplements? Is there a list? I'm working on it, Ali. I'm sorry. I know I said I would. Do you know, at the moment, I just take them whenever. Whenever I've got a free moment. There are some that you need to take apart from food. So like the collagen, like the L-ornithine, the Amino Slim. Others are better with food. So fat-soluble vitamins are better with fat. That's how they get absorbed. So I took, for example, when I made this, I had half of this downstairs, and I took my fat-soluble vitamins. So I had my EPA and DHA, so my fish oils. I don't eat that much oily fish, certainly not every day, so I need to keep my DHA levels high. So I had my fish oils. If you're taking something like vitamin E, which is a fat-soluble vitamin, vitamin A, vitamin D, really good to take with a bit of fat. So either, it could be a really milky coffee or a little piece of cheese or some eggs or, something, or some extra virgin olive oil or some avocado, something that's going to help the absorption. You'll just get more for your money, really. You just get more out of it. So that's why it's useful to take that with food. Your daughter needs a proper night's sleep. Yeah, I know. Sleep is really hard, isn't it? So for my youngest daughter, Brella, she's on high-strength vitamin D, and that really helps. Also magnesium, so she takes magnesium at bedtime, and I've got her the magnesium body spray from Better You as well. I love Better You. I think they're a really good brand. I buy my vitamin D from them. I think we still have a Liz Loves discount. Let me just check. Better You, yes, 15% off everything at Better You. Everything except the kits, the testing kits, because they do them pretty much at cost. So you can get a testing kit to see if you're vitamin D deficient. They also do B12. Really important if you are somebody that doesn't eat very much meat or animal produce, you are likely to be B12 deficient. So really important to top that up as well. Okay, so something that I have been asked to mention by my team, and I'm sure all of you here are signed up to my newsletter. I hope there's nobody that doesn't get it. And do check your junk mail. Every Friday afternoon it comes out. Now, the reason I mention that now is because we are going to be doing an exclusive Earle Wellbeing Menopause Month. So October is the Menopause Awareness Month, and there's going to be lots and lots and lots going on. And I'm an ambassador for the Menopause charity. Obviously do a lot of work with, menopause education and books and podcasts and all the rest of it. So we have created a whole Menopause Month PDF, lots of information, lots of hints and tips, and every day we are going to be doing a menopause related challenge. So if you'd like to be part of it, it's going to be fun. Okay, it's not going to be hard or complex or scary, or we're not going to call you out if you don't manage to achieve anything. But it's really so that we can spread knowledge and awareness. And you can do it with your girlfriends. You can invite your girlfriends to sign up to it, colleagues at work. It's just a simple, fun, free resource that we thought we would do just to help raise awareness and education, really. So the link to that will be in this week's Earle Wellbeing newsletter. So it comes out every Friday. Go to the website, lizarwellbeing.com. Just click subscribe. It's completely free. I promise. We don't spam you. We don't sell your data. We don't share it. We don't do anything like that. It's a completely trusted resource. And if you don't like it, you just unsubscribe. I promise I won't be offended. But generally people tend to stay subscribed because there's lots of exclusive offers and competitions and recipes and links to podcasts. It just makes it very easy. You can just find everything for the week in one place. So that is what we're going to be doing for next month. So sign up to get your link. Somebody else was mentioning, oh no, you've been talking about estrogen, please don't change it. No, I don't get any hot flushes, Kathy. It's really strange. I never had a hot flush. My perimenopause symptoms in my 40s were really bad headaches, which I didn't realise were because I had low estrogen. Tinnitus, so I would get really fuzzy, clicking and very sensitive ears. That went when I started taking estrogen. Slightly achy joints, but not so much. I know that's a real issue for a lot of people. My main one that happened, I guess, when I was early 50s was loss of sleep. That's when I really kind of said, right, now I've got to go and talk to the doctor. So I was always, thankfully, slept really well, but I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and my heart would be just slightly racy. Not massive, just slightly. And I'd wake up and I think, why am I awake? I went to bed early, didn't drink any coffee or whatever. And then I realised through research and through writing my book, The Good Menopause Guide, that insomnia is classic key sign of low estrogen. And so my estrogen was just dipping, as it does. And of course it goes up and down, it fluctuates. So it's not like a tap that just gets switched off and suddenly you have no estrogen. So your symptoms can kind of come and go. But, you know, luckily, I mean, I've never had a hot flush. I know some women who are, you know, it's absolutely just the devil. And just get completely drenched. But, you know, that hasn't been me at all. But I think, you know, all women will have some symptoms. I know some women who say, oh, I just sailed through the menopause, I had, you know, no issues at all, I was completely fine. But actually, then when you talk to them and they say, yeah, you know, I've had a bit of tinnitus or a bit of vertigo, or I just get a bit anxious now about, you know, driving or, you know, being outside, or my sleep isn't as good as it was, but then I'm getting older, or, you know, my joints are a bit creaky, or I'm getting repeated cystitis or UTIs. But then that's just kind of a natural women's thing, isn't it? And you feel like saying, no, this is because your estrogen is low. And all you need to do is top it up, you know, with a bit of gel or a bit of spray. I mean, let's see how we get on with the gel. So, yeah, okay, guys, I'm going to get some of the new gel and see. Yeah, I agree with you. When you bring it up with GP or pharmacist, they look at you like you're mad. Okay, so there are a couple of things that you can do if that's the case for you. On lizearlewellbeing.com, we've got a really good fact sheet. You can print it off. If you look up estrogel or estrogel, you'll find it. Now, technically, estrogel is spelt with an O. O-E-S-T-R-O-G-E-L, estrogel, because estrogen, technically, the proper name is O-E. We have deliberately spelled it with an E, because too many people are saying, I can't find it on your website, because they were going estrogel with an E. So we've kind of written it phonetically. I mean, these days I think you can do both, but, you know, technically we do know it's supposed to be with an O-E, but we slip that in as well, so you'll find it in the search bar, but we've just tried to make it easy for people to find. And also Menopause Doctor, please go menopausedoctor.co.uk. Again, you'll have to search O-E-S, because she spells it properly, obviously being a doctor. And it talks a lot about it, and it talks on her website. She uses a lot of language that doctors relate to, and pharmacists, because obviously she is a top medic, whereas we're a bit more kind of colloquial. But the information is there, and, you know, more pharmacists are becoming aware of it. A lot of my girlfriends have spoken to their pharmacist, and, you know, once they go in and start chatting, they'll say, oh yes, yeah, we've heard about this. So we should just see. But I mean, like Bestons Healthcare, who make it, they better sort it out, because otherwise they're going to find their brand really suffers, because there are alternatives. You know, we can all be using patches. We can all be using the Lenzetto spray or going to Sandrina. So, you know, there are other options. Don't despair too much. But I just get so outraged that, you know, when it's enough of a struggle anyway, isn't it, getting your estrogen back? Reclaiming your natural hormones. It shouldn't be that hard, but it is for so many women. And then when you finally do, you get a gel that doesn't flipping well work, and then you report it to the MHRA on the yellow card app, and nothing seems to happen. So anyway, all I can say is that we just need to keep on keeping on. Just keep the faith, spread the word, don't give up hope. You know, surely we have to get there. Yeah. Okay, so Angela's been using Sandrina now, and she's feeling better already. That's great. The mask is expensive, Annie. It's about £1,800. I'm not sure if they have an offer on at the moment. We get 10% off with Liz Loves, so if you use the affiliate code on that. I know they're working. They want to offer it in instalments. They want to use, I think, something like Klarna to do monthly instalments, but the FSA haven't regulated them yet, because they're such a new company. So I know Lily keeps trying, because that's what she wants. But, you know, they are expensive bits of kit. They're you know, NASA technology from South Korea, and they are expensive. But if you've got somebody in the family that you could share it with, perhaps, you know, maybe share it with your other half. You know, guys can use it too. You can use it whatever your age. You can use it, as I say, on the blue mode. If you've got somebody with problem skin, with acne, or with an issue like psoriasis, then you can use the pink mode. Do the red lights affect the eyes in any way? No, only in a positive way, actually. There's been really interesting studies to do with macular degeneration and red light, red LED, showing it can be helpful. So, yeah. What do I take for tiredness during the menopause? Well, estrogen, obviously. Testosterone, that's a whole other story. And then I try and keep my B vitamins up. So B12, you don't say if you're, you know, a meat eater. I eat quite a lot of red meat. I need to have my iron. I need to have my B12. I take magnesium. I have, supplements like, the Indie Mind, because I just find that topping up with certain things really helpful. Glutathione. I've had lots more energy since taking glutathione. NMN. It's always a hard one to say. I have to think about that because it's not MNN, it's NMN. Do read up on that. There's information on the website, on Earle Wellbeing website. Betty, maybe you can pop a link to that on Facebook, because that's really good to read. That's all about energy. That's all about releasing energy and repairing DNA in your cells. So that can be really helpful. Do the nutrigenomic testing if you can, the Life Code GX testing, because that will show what you individually need. It's all very well for me to sit here and say, well, I take this and I take that, but actually, it might be something that you don't necessarily need. So, or you may be seriously lacking in something. You may have a SNP, a genetic variance, which means that you're blocking your retinol, for example. And you might be eating lots of green leafy veg and thinking, oh, that's great, I'm converting all this beta-carotene into retinol, that's all fine, but actually your body is blocking it. And you will only know that if you can do a genetic test. So again, you'll find lots of information on Earle Wellbeing about that. Life Code GX, lovely British company. They are, I think, one of the best and least expensive. There are a lot of companies out there charging thousands for this information. And I think their test is about 390, and we've also got a Liz Loves on that, which brings it down to about 340, I think, maybe, and that includes a consultation with a practitioner. So you take methylated B vitamins since taking the test. That's Leslie over on Facebook. Yeah, the whole methylation thing. Oh my goodness. I wish we had more time to chat, because honestly, there is so much out there. What I love about my job, and I feel so fortunate, running Earle Wellbeing, is that there are so many things, little things, some expensive, but many inexpensive. Making kefir is like, you make it yourself. It's cheap as chips, really, and so good, so beneficial. And little hints like, using Epsom salts in the bath, putting lavender oil on your pillow, taking some magnesium at night. These are also helpful. I'm super grateful for all the companies that we work with who do give us discounts, certainly on some of the more expensive things, because it just makes it a little bit easier. And you can try something and then see if it works for you, like the beauty pie. I mean, that's just so great, isn't it? And then, beauty is the icing on the cake. I love the fact that we can do beauty. We can talk about, beautiful jewel lip glosses, but actually you've got to have the underpinning of something really substantial. You've got to have your health and well-being. You've got to have your vitality. You've got to be able to feel that you can get up in the morning and face the day. So whether that's your mental health that you're protecting, whether that's your physical health, your energy levels, your immune system, and then it gives us all a bit of fun to play around with the kind of more creative stuff. Swapping around with HRT patches. HRT is a funny one. It's not one size fits all. It's not like taking an aspirin and that just thins your blood. Unfortunately, with HRT, you need to find what works for you. You need to find the dose. You need to find the type. It can depend how well your skin absorbs gels and patches. Some people don't absorb very well. I need to use a lot of the gel. I've always needed to use like 5-6 pumps of the gel, whereas girlfriends of mine will just use 1 or 2, and that's just to do with the rate that we absorb it. So it's not right when a GP or a doctor says you can only use so much. It's like, well, no, because it depends how much you need to absorb to control your own symptoms. So it could be, maybe estrogen. Nikki, it's certainly worth looking at it, worth trying something else. Your pharmacist said you shouldn't listen to anyone on the internet. Oh dear, well the MHRA are on the internet, so does that include them? It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? And Dr. Louise Newson, probably one of the foremost medical menopause specialists in the world, who has a great website. Dear, HRT patches or antidepressants? It depends. If you're clinically depressed, antidepressants. But if you're not, if your low mood is caused by low estrogen, then an antidepressant isn't going to help you. So I have written an e-guide. I always know whenever I mention the words HRT that there's always this big flurry of conversation. And so I've written an e-guide. It's specifically on HRT. Doesn't talk about anything else. It's just HRT, okay? So if you want to grab that, that is on earlewellbeing.com. It's under the shop section. It's got all the books and the e-guides, and you'll find it there. Oh, I know. Part Beauty Skincare. Some of my menopause symptoms have returned with the newly packaged estrogel. Have Yellow Card reported it? Yeah, keep reporting, guys. It's all we can do, and then switch to an alternative. And write to Bessins. Bessins Healthcare. Write to them. I think I was talking to a friend who's a doctor the other day, saying what we need is somebody at Bessins. We need one of their product managers to be a menopausal woman using their own gels, who then suddenly goes, whoa, this is a bit of a shock. I don't know what's happening, but yes, Yellow Card, report it, but write to them and say what's going on. I'm happy to trial something. Put yourself forward as a tester and say, if you want to send me stuff, I'm really happy to give you feedback, because they have to fix it. This is a serious issue. Not only is it not helping symptoms, but when you think that HRT for women cuts our risk of heart disease in half, reduces the risk by 50%, 50, this is a serious health issue. And it's reducing osteoporosis, and it's reducing type 2 diabetes, and potentially the new studies are looking at Alzheimer risk. This is really serious. So I find it so infuriating that middle-aged women's healthcare is just so kind of battered to one side. Anyway, I don't want to end on a bad note. I want to end with something positive. So what are you using, Nikki? You're saying my whole family, girls and boys, use it. What is that? I've missed it. Maybe you're talking about cleanse and polish. Maybe you're talking... thanks for the advice about tide times in Salcombe. I know you can get caught out, can't you? Yeah, anybody heading to the beach, just pick up a copy of the tide tables, or just go online, just search tide tables. Really important, for beach walks and things. No, I don't have any hot flushes, Kathy. Yeah, they are lovely at the Newson Clinic. I saw my lovely friend, Dr. Louise Newson, and I think they've got 10,000 on their waiting list. I mean, she doesn't want the waiting list. She wants people to see their GPs. She wants to see people once and have them go back into their GP surgery. That's why she set up the charity. That's why she set up the free Balance app to help women. She's not about running a private clinic. It's not where she is at all. I think she's got 71 practitioners now that all work remotely, or most of them work remotely. So, just get on the list, frankly. The other good option is Bupa. You may have seen, I think we had it in the magazine actually. It is a bit more expensive. It's £250 you pay, and you get, but it lasts for a year. You get a year's worth of consultation. That's it, if you saw it, the Bupa plan. So I did a couple of advertising promotions with them, and you can find something actually on YouTube that I filmed with one of their doctors. Really good. I think for what you get, I think it's very good value for money. Best time to drink orange juice. I don't drink very much orange juice, to be honest, because I find it so acidic. I love freshly squeezed orange juice. I don't drink anything that's kind of pasteurised out of a carton, because I find that too acidic. But as a treat, I will squeeze a couple of oranges and just really enjoy that. The other thing that I'm really enjoying in terms of vitality, I talked about B12. This is the last thing. Thank you for all of that. Amino Slim before bed. Excellent. Wendy, I've had my menopause appointment with Bupa. It was really good. That's so great to hear. Thank you. Thank you for all the feedback. You take the Amino Slim as powder. It's easier than the tablets. Yeah, I agree with you. And you just started with the Strong Nutrients protein powder. That's good. Yeah, you can be allergic to casein. You can be allergic to all sorts of things. So yeah, just check it out. Excellent. Yeah, you just need to be aware of what your body needs, really, I think. Okay, Nikki, I know you've reminded me about the what to take when supplement schedule. Do you know, I've got such a crazy week. It's going to be mad. You'll see in my stories if you follow my stories. So this week, can you cut me a bit of slack, please, this week? Because it is a busy one. But I do promise you it's on my list. I promise. Just before I go, this is something new that landed on my desk. I love this brand. It's another female founder-led British brand, Life Armour. I have their slumber drops. I take them every night without fail. Took them down to Salcombe with me, although I don't think I needed them because the air was so fresh. This is B6 and B12. So I was talking about those vital nutrients. So B6 and B12 helping with the reduction of tiredness and fatigue. And they've also put that with ginkgo biloba for energy and maca root. and I do really enjoy them. So if you are after a little bit of oomph, and again, I'm sure there is a Liz Loves discount on this. Let me just check what that is. Great brand. I love it. I love Life Armour. 15%. Yeah, there you go. lifearmour.co.uk. Use your Liz Loves. All in one word. All in capitals. Phew. The one thing I didn't mention was how to make your own kefir. So what my team said today, I said, no, if you want to talk about one thing, Liz, you're going to show them the kefir, because I'm going to drink my protein drink. Can you please mention how to make it? Okay, so the best thing to do is to get water grains. Okay, this is what they look like. Just show you very quickly. This is from Freshly Fermented. You get these, you find them in the Good Gut box, which Earle Wellbeing did as a collaboration with Freshly Fermented. I think, Betty, you've popped a link up on Facebook, or again, if you want to check the links in Instagram, or just go to Earle Wellbeing, you'll find the link. The Good Gut box has all sorts of ferments, so you'll have such fun. Honestly, you get yogurt, you get this little thing which is the turmeric bug starter. You can make a turmeric drink that just keeps going and going and going. It's great, really good value. You get your creme fraiche, you get you get your kombucha SCOBY. How could I forget Mr. SCOBY? And lots of other things as well. You'll see it on the website. But these are the genuine water grains. So you can make water kefir if you want. It's not technically kefir. It's like a probiotic water drink if you don't want to use dairy. And then you also get your grains as well, so that you can make milk-based kefir. So I hope that is... Kelp saying, hi Liz, what's the subject? We've been all over the place today, I have to tell you. It is, it's just been one of those days. It's going to be, it started off as Makeover Monday, little ways to start the week, setting the intention right. I now have a load to do. I went into Kit's bedroom. I don't know whether you can see actually behind me, but I've still got kind of boxes to unpack and all of that. I went into Kit's room. He's left. He's at uni now. And I thought I'll just go and try and do a little bit of a tidy. And I mean, it's a bit chaotic. And I found a pile of clothes with this on it. I don't think it's going to come out backwards. It says washing. And then there's a drawing here. I'm not sure who that is. Is that SpongeBob SquarePants? Or is it a piece of very smelly cheese to indicate the state of his washing? I'm not really sure, but anyway, that is how I'm going to be spending my lunchtime. Very nice to chat to you all. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for all the questions. Lovely to be so interactive today. Don't forget that if you're watching this on YouTube, which will be posted a bit later today, there are comments underneath. Don't promise to get back to you immediately, but myself or one of the team will hopefully pick up comments. Same on Facebook. You can revisit that if you're on Instagram and want to go over to Facebook to check all the links. Then that might be easier. Otherwise, go to the website. But whatever you do, please sign up for the newsletter and please join in with our lovely Menopause challenge that will be starting on the 1st of October. Have a lovely day. I'll be back live on Wednesday with Ed from Youth and Earth. We're going to be talking about liposomal vitamins, in particular vitamin C, because there's a lot of interesting developments happening with that. Tomorrow there will be, what's happening tomorrow? I think maybe there's a new video going up on YouTube. I've lost track really. Then obviously I've got the podcast, great podcast last week by the way, Ollie Hunter. Did you listen to that? He was out on Wednesday, my long version, the Earle Wellbeing show, talking about food waste and lots of great tips. If you're a foodie, do please take a listen because I just loved him. He was a really cool young eco warrior working in the world of food. And then there's definitely a YouTube film clip going up on Thursday. Friday, we've got the Friday 5 podcast and we've got the newsletter. So lots happening in the world of well-being. Have a lovely start to the week. And I shall see you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.